house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Over the Top updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Andrei Kirilenko. Like the basketball player, Joe. Hope you're having a great time watching this season, and thanks so much for your support. And if you guys want to be house guests today like Andre, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so it's been a pretty exciting day and a half in the house. Justin, Chrissy, Morgan, and Shelby sealed their deal on a Final Four alliance. So they say. Alright, so basically the guidelines here, if any of them win the veto, the plan is to use it on America's nominee. They don't know who it's going to be yet, obviously, but I think it's pretty safe to say it's going to be Morgan. So they're even thinking, like, it's probably Morgan. So yeah, they're agreeing to use the veto on her. Next step, vote out Danielle. And then next week, Justin will be guaranteed the last care package. They're hoping he'll be able to use it to help them make it to the Final Four with him. So he's supposed to use that to help the group. They all go to the Final Four together, but that would mean taking out Jason next week, and I don't know if that's actually going to happen. So they all say, like, yeah, we're with it. They put their hands in. They're like, yeah. And then it's Justin's job to come up with a name. At first he's like, let's go with Mardi Gras Mambo. And then he says, no, we'll do Jambalaya Gang. So they're the Jambalaya Gang. Okay, why don't you call yourselves the maybe we'll work together if things don't work out the way we want them to actually work out? Okay, so Chrissy and Jason were chatting by the hammock, and Chrissy did not spill on the Jambalaya Gang. Is it Jambalaya? I don't know. But yeah, I thought for sure, like, she was going to go right to Jason and spill all this info, but she kept it under wraps for now. And she's like, yeah, they told me that I'm going to be a pawn this week. And Jason's like, well, if that is the case, you'll be fine. Nobody's going to vote you out because they're all going to drag your butt to the finale. So Chrissy's saying, we're probably going to have to offer up Danielle this week to keep you safe. And Jason's like, really? I think they're targeting Justin. So then they're talking about the end game, and Jason's saying, like, yeah, our best bet for Final 3 would be the two of us with Morgan because they feel like they can beat her. And Chrissy's like, well, what about Justin? Like, he's our guy. We should take him. And Jason is, like, really nervous about taking Justin to the end. He knows he must be popular with America. He got that freaking pizza montage. So that's a huge sign to him that he's probably got a lot of fans out there. And he doesn't want to risk that, you know? He's here to win this time. So Chrissy keeps pushing for them to go to the end with Justin, and Chrissy says that, like, let's be real. You and I have been low-key puppeteering this entire game. What? Chrissy? I feel like she's talked, like, 2 minutes total strategy. Like, what? I don't get it. But anyway, like, Jason I could see, but Chrissy, what? So then Justin and Chrissy were chatting outside, and they agree they do not want Jason to go home this week. They're a little bit worried that Danielle could win the veto, pull herself down, and then Jason's still going to be up there, and they don't want to have to vote him out. So then Justin brings up that it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because he was talking to Shelby and Morgan earlier, and freaking Morgan, like, volunteered to go up on the block if Danielle comes down. She's like, yeah, I think it'll be a really great way to, like, gain your trust. You are in a position of power this week. You do not have to do that. Stop it. So I hope she was, like, not, I think she was serious, but I hope that Shelby would not go through with that. Like, seriously, what are you doing? But yeah, if that happens, they're gonna vote out Morgan over Jason. Let's be real now. Come on. So they agree, like, no matter what, we cannot tell Jason this plan right now because that is going to blow stuff up. We can't. So they had the live DRs last night, and, you know, from what I gathered from these diary room sessions, it seems like Danielle and Jason are actually legit-ish about potentially working with Morgan and Shelby. They really want this plan to go through. Obviously, they're the ones that need it. But they're saying, like, yeah, I would go to the end with them if I had to and cut Justin and Chrissy. It is what it is. It's game. But again, this is for now. When they see Morgan up on the block as America's nominee, all this shit's gonna go out the window. I mean, really. So then Late Night Jamboree is outside chatting late last night, and Danielle mentions, you know, I've heard Shelby talk a lot about court cases, and she has a favorite Supreme Court justice. Like, who has a favorite Supreme Court justice? So she's like, I don't know if like she wants to be a paralegal one day or what, but they're realizing that Shelby is a lot smarter than she was previously letting on. They've all been talking about it. But I guess they didn't realize when they heard that diary room leak, like she mentioned taking the LSATs. I guess they didn't maybe catch it, or they didn't know what that was. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. They're then talking about hanging out after the show's over, like visiting each other, specifically Justin in New Orleans. And Justin tells Danielle, do not hit me up if you come to New Orleans with Shane. He wants nothing to do with Shane. He's really bitter about Danielle picking Shane over him. And he calls Shane I heart anal guy. I'm not gonna get into it, but he went on this whole rant about like anal sex, and it was like uncomfortable, because then he was like, oh, but I'll still roll with you, Jason. Like, really? I think Jason was not feeling that conversation. But then a few minutes later, Justin was saying how he couldn't openly hang out with Jason in New Orleans because his friends wouldn't be into it, and he just wouldn't fit in with them, like the places they hang out. What the frick does that mean? We've heard Justin say things like this before, and it's puzzling. So then Justin goes up to the HOH room to hang out with the Ball Smashers. Jason is clearly annoyed and offended about the conversation they were just having. He's also pissed that he's up there kissing the Ball Smashers' butts. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of tension with the LNJ right now on all fronts. So then this morning, Justin swings by the HOH room. He tells Shelby and Morgan, hey, no, yo, if they come up here and try some reverse psychology shit, just know I didn't tell them anything. He's talking about Jason and Danielle, by the way. So he says, those two are very manipulative. Just know, like, I did not say anything to them. That's not suspicious at all. He thinks that they're going to go up there and be like, yeah, so Justin told us you have this plan, which he didn't spill yet. But he's worried that they're going to, like, freak out Shelby and Morgan. And, you know, he's being honest at this point. But again, it seems really fishy. So then Justin and Chrissy were chatting, and Chrissy brings up that Danielle and Jason have been acting really weird. Like, they're not making a lot of eye contact. They know that Jason and Danielle have been throwing them under the bus. And again, Chrissy's saying we cannot tell them about this deal, not even until this game is over. We'll see. So then Justin, he actually seems to be on board with the plan at this point. Earlier, he was kind of like, we'll go with it for now and then screw them over next week and keep Jason. But now he's like, I came here to win. I'm pissed that Danielle and Jason have been throwing us under the bus. That's not cool. They're not our real friends, and I don't even have to see them ever again after the show's over. Whoa! So then, Chrissy is like, yeah, but we need to protect Jason. And Justin's like, Jason is money hungry. You think he's our real friend? I think he is, but, like, he wants to win too. So then, Chrissy is like, do you really think that you're going to win against the girls at the end of this game? And Justin's like, I don't know. But Chrissy, do you really think you're going to win against Jason? Like, what the hell? It seems like she's trying to get Jason to the end more than herself. It's crazy. So then Justin's like, at this point in the game, I'm freaking cold-hearted. I don't trust Jason. And if Morgan's up on the block and I win the power veto, I'm going to use it on her. Oh, snap. So then Jason joins them in the kitchen, and this is where things get crazy. So Jason asks Justin, like, hey, do you know what's going on? Like, do you know what's up this week? Nominations and stuff? And Justin's like, I don't know the girl's true intentions, but I don't think you're a target. Like, it's really complicated, but just, like, trust me. So then Jason's like, I'm a little worried because the girls have been telling everybody something different. So Justin a few minutes later says, in a nutshell, they want Danielle gone, and I want that too. So he's telling him, like, if Danielle goes, I'm going to be guaranteed a care package. Hell yeah, I want that care package. And he's like, I heard from the girls that you and Danielle have been throwing me under the bus, and I feel like at this point I can't trust you. So then Jason's like, yes, we were saying stuff that was part of Danielle's plan, and then he's going on about how he's trying to make it look like they're duos now to put the target onto Danielle. What? And yeah, he's blaming it on Danielle. And he's saying, like, if you want to get rid of Danielle, like, that's fine. She's a huge threat. Let's do it. So then Justin's saying, again, if he wins the veto and Morgan's up there, he's going to use it on her. He's voting Danielle out. And then Chrissy and Justin really spill the details of Morgan and Shelby's plan. I mean, what happened to, we're not going to tell them until after the game's over? So now Jason is even more suspicious of Justin and Chrissy, especially Chrissy, because she didn't tell him earlier what was going on when she definitely had the opportunity to, and he took note of that. So it's looking crazy right now. But as far as I've seen so far, Jason has not told Danielle about the plan, that she's the target now. So it'll be interesting to see if he spills the beans or not. But tonight is the first part of the safety ceremony. I'm not sure if Shelby's going to be saving one person or two, but if it is two, it's going to be pretty obvious who's going up on the block. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until tomorrow, much love.